Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Saturday, almost 3 p.m. So I actually have a bit of free time today. So because I got a request some time back on one of my YouTube videos, wanting me to convert a Spider-Man costume. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this. So yeah, Dr. K family wanted me to see if we can make a Spider-Man suit from XNR Laura to Dust Studio in G8M, and at the same time, my friend Xblurb, he wanted a Spider-Man suit as well for one of his project. So I thought I will combine these two requests together, so to speak. And since today is Saturday, I thought if that's okay with you guys, I'm taking the day off, so I'm doing something that I want to do. So I would I actually initially I planned to start my Ruby model to update them, but since I have two requests for Spider-Man, so I thought I might as well get that over and done with, so to speak. Yeah, so first up, the model that was chosen is Spider-Man Classic from the PS4 games. So this one is converted to XNR Laura by Stick Love. So I actually downloaded it already, and this is the folder. Okay, so you got the models here and the textures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this over to fit Genesis 8 male. Okay, so at this, so first thing first, I will convert the textures over to PNG because TGA, I have no idea what format is this. A lot of games seems to love this format, but since I cannot see any of the preview here, I have to convert them so that I can actually work with it. So the conversion of choice, if you've seen some of my other videos, is Gnosis, because this thing can convert practically anything. I mean, I threw whatever I threw at it, they can convert it, no problem. So that's how this thing is actually pretty good. So TGA convert to PNG, and but the only issue is that this output path, it cannot be altered permanently. That's to say, I can't put in a default setting for this, because the way that they put this is that every single texture will have its own folder with one texture inside there. So what's the point? So usually I have to delete this part here, and also to change this name here, and I have to do it for every single time I wanted to convert a thing. So it's quite irritating. Yeah, so this time I'll be converting just the classic. The damage model, if I'm not wrong, is a texture swap, so I can do that later quite quickly if I have to. So for now, I'll just convert over the main texture and the main model itself. And it's quite interesting. So we have tiling, we have just the lens itself is already a texture by itself. That's pretty cool. Okay, conversion complete. So next, I will move all the converted textures over to my custom dust custom folder, which is my own folder where I throw all my model in. So this one should be Marvel. Do I have a Marvel? Oh yes, I have a Marvel folder. So Spider-Man. So I use this, the add symbol, to make things it acts as like a super folder for me. So I can actually throw in, like, say for example, PS4 model, Spider-Man PS4. So PS4, So in the future, if I convert other Spider-Man games, I will put them here as well, because I actually there are plans to convert other Spider-Man models from other games. So this is just before how do I put it, preempt sorting of sort. Yeah. Okay, so Spider-Man PS4 and Classic. So this is the Classic suit and texture. And then I will search for PNG and throw everything here. And then delete this because it's not required. Okay, so this part is done. Close enough. So next is to open up Blender. I'm expecting this to go quite fast because the Spider-Man, you know, is a skin tight suit, so it should not. I should not have too much problem with it. But then again, you know what happens when I am too how to put it. You know, the last few times that I think that something will go quite quickly, you know, and end up taking 1 day or more. So hopefully that won't be the case, because later I actually have something on. I have roughly around 3 hours to 4 hours, until 6 o'clock also, before I need to go off. My uncle actually passed away, so I need to go to the funeral. So yeah, I have about 3 hours. Let's see if I can actually complete it during this time frame. So where is my Marvel? Wrong one, sorry. Marvel. So most of these are actually taken from the Marvel hero games from 2017. Very good game, but unfortunately they screw up the entire thing by changing the model to mimic Diablo 3 instead of the previous Diablo 2 style, which I think did a lot of damage. Personally, I hated the system after the change, and I didn't really play much after that. But after that, the entire game got pulled off, and because Disney stopped their collaboration with Gazillion, if I didn't pronounce that wrongly, the company that created the game. So that's a pity, because their model actually is pretty good. So anyway, never mind. Spider-Man Classic. So Classic suit. Let's go with the unconverted mesh first. Though actually I think it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to use the skeleton anyway. Yeah, so but first let me see what kind of skeleton are you working with. Maybe I can use it to move things around. Oh, okay, that looks very complicated. Textures. Okay, so this is what we have to work with. Why is there's a butt adjustment? How does this even work? Let me see. I'm curious. Oh my! So that's how they do this, the stuff. Okay. So that's the leg thigh adjustment. This is the knee. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Never mind. That's not what we are here for. Okay, so Genesis 8 model, and it's actually it actually fits pretty closely already. The sizes and all that is actually pretty close. Not bad. Okay, so just let me go through this quickly. Creation, object mode, and then before that, I keep forgetting screencast. So now you can see what I'm clicking. Okay, so select everything and move this a little bit forward. So it seems Spider-Man's head is slightly smaller. The legs are a little bit longer. The butt is a little bit higher, and the Dust 3 Genesis 8 body is actually pretty stocky. So if you are using this, I mean, once I convert it, if you're planning to use this, then you would need to make it the body a little bit skinnier, a little bit slimmer. Yeah, so but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Just Genesis and Dust Studio is actually very good at this kind of thing. So pose, let me see what I can do with this. Move this thing around a little bit. Tricep, elbow, tricep adjustment. No, it's not adjusting anything. Shoulder too, right? This is the one. Okay, so just let me move this a little bit here, and I actually need the shoulder 1 instead of the shoulder 2. Pelvis, no, not the pelvis, I need the spine. Wow, 5, 6 spine bones, 7. This is awesome. Alright, so let me move this a little bit here. Okay, elbow to elbow. I think I actually need to turn this a little bit. Yeah, so I'll need to broaden this thing a little bit. So the good thing about having skeletons in this particular case is that you can actually use them to move things around. So that they fit better. But in this case, it's not really that important because we can actually move it quite easily due to the nature of the way that we do the conversion. Elbow, I need my elbow. So the arms are also slightly longer, something to look out for. Okay, so shoulder 2 and rotate here. Shoulder 1, rotate back a little bit, and shoulder 2, rotate this a little bit, and backwards a little bit. Elbow. So these are all roughly, you just need to fit them roughly to the shape. You don't need to be like super exact. Because we will be moving the vertices around later anyway. So if you really want to be very exact, you can go to the items and check how much you move the rotation, how much you move the XY axis and all that, and then adjust from there directly. Okay, so roughly like that. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of models, all of which we will need to. Is my alright? Awesome. Sorry, since the last time my microphone spoiled, I am actually a little bit paranoid as to whether my voice is coming through. So I usually will come down here to see if this mic bar is moving, because the last time it was actually quite embarrassing. Halfway through the broadcast, my voice got cut off, and I did not notice for almost 2 hours. So yeah, so a little bit paranoid here and there. Okay, so let me see. This part is done. So what I need to do now is to apply the modifier, so that just now all the adjustments that we made are actually fixed. Okay, so once that is done, eye shutter. Does this thing have any... Does it have a bone or something that I can use? Maybe if that's the case, I can copy the eyes. Let me see. It doesn't seem to do anything. Lens. No, the lens isn't doing anything. That's weird. Let me see. Object mode. This lens part is vertex weight maps. Okay, so there are maps already, but it's not moving. Why? It's just weird. Object mode. Pose. Okay, never mind. Let me take this into Dust Studio and we'll see how that works. So these are all head lenses. I honestly have no idea how this thing is supposed to work. I think if you can move this around by right, you should be able to. Oh, no. What am I doing? I just what am I doing? I'm sorry. So aperture. Right. So now it should work. Pose. And there we go. Though I honestly have no idea how this thing is supposed to be used. That's weird. I thought after applying the aperture, it should applying this modifier, it should be modified already. So in any case, shooter's eyes. Maybe I will just put this entire thing as one piece and save it with the skeleton, with the eye bones, and hopefully it will be able to mimic a little bit of the Spider-Man, you know, the moving eyes. Or should I put in the whole head? Decisions. I think I will put the whole head better. Okay, so we have the blue This is the Spider-Man, the blue part and the red part. And this is the rubber. Ooh. So that's how they do it. Nice. And the web shooters. And web shooters environment. Environment red, environment silver. I don't think we will need that. Maybe we will, I don't know. Okay, so if that's the case, then I will duplicate this first and close the other one. So this is the head. Oops, sorry, caps lock. Head, caps lock again. Head. Okay, so and this is the base. Okay, so for the skeleton, if that's the case, wouldn't it be better if I separate out these two to get these two parts out, just in case things goes wrong? Okay, so sorry about that. Let me rewind. Discard change. Actually, let me see the XNR LoRa model first, which is the one that was converted over by Sticky Love. See what kind of skeletons he is using. Because this one is the unconverted, so probably is the one that's in the game. Might be a bit too complicated for use. So let me see what is in the XNR LoRa's method first, which for the head is essentially the same. So he only really modified the body part. Okay, that's fine. So if this is the case, let me duplicate collection. Okay, so this is the base, this is the head, and I will duplicate one more time for the body. Okay, so let me work on the head first. First thing first, let me delete off all of this. The blue. Oh, it seems like they did a lot more. And the rubber, I think they call it the web shooters. And this is just the head part. Okay, so I will delete off all these skeletons. Let me see if there's a, oh, there's just one layer. Delete bones. Okay, so these as well. What's this? Head jaw. Delete bones. Is this gonna affect anything? Rotate. Oh, jaw movement. Might be useful. Might be useful. So head adjustment, head neck lower and the neck upper. So this head jaw is connected to head neck upper, so which is this one, which means all of this is not required. Head neck lower, or probably I should just keep the head neck lower. So adjust 2, adjust 3 not required, so I just have the here. Okay, so as always, just to make things a little bit neater, replace, change it to neck, replace. Lower. Okay, so roughly we've got a whole bunch of bones done. So this is the head. So I will leave this alone first. I will come back to it and feed it into the model later. Okay, so now to do with the body. First thing first, I don't need the skeleton at all. I think I will just remove the entire skeleton, not required. Okay, so now I am dealing with this part here. And the web shooter. Oh, the web shooter is pretty nice. Let me see. Web shooter environment. So they probably have an environment map of some sort. Web shooters D. So I wonder what kind of environmental map is this guy using. Any case, normally I will remove this too, because the base mesh itself already has this it's already has the model, so probably it's not necessary, but you never know. Okay, so wow, almost 5,000 vertices. And what is this? We got two blues, two reds, two blues. Okay, let me settle this. Oh wow, the skeleton, the spider symbol is a model by itself. That's nice. Okay, let me smoothen this out. Remove this too. And I have one red. Is it an inner red and outer red? Seems like we have a double situation going on. So I'm not sure why they do it this way. Yeah, seems like it's a inside and outside situation, or maybe not. Yeah, it's pretty weird. Okay, so never mind. This one I'll delete. So now we are left with just this view. Much easier to deal with. Okay, so I'm just going to the web shooters, I'll fix them in later. So I'm just going to combine this together into one model and call it a suit. Okay, this should have three materials. So we have one red, I don't think I need to convert this into anything. I can just directly use this. Okay, something else I like to do also, if possible. So if I take this and I put them in here as the texture name, so that later on when I look for that name, I can find it easily. So select. But I'm not sure why Blender 2.8 does this, where it actually doesn't change over, and you have to, if you want to see what's going on, you have to press it manually. Yeah, no idea why they do that, but oh well. So rubber. Probably I should have done this earlier when before I come in with before I combine all of them together, high side and all that. Okay, so suit is done, and this is the web shooter itself. No, it doesn't matter. Web shooter W, web shooter D. Okay, so from what I understand, the texture maps, right, they go by D displacement, N normal, S spectacular, and this is ambience occlusions. I have no idea what map is this. A lot of games use it, but I honestly never seen anyone else using it. As in, I have no idea where to put it in Dust Studio, so usually I don't use it at all. So okay, so now to fit this model to this model, Yay. This is gonna be pretty irritating, interesting. I don't know. Okay, so first I will move this in a little bit. Maybe I should have retained the bones for me to move this. Okay, so this is the time when you made a mistake. Delete hierarchy, convert the base, duplicate collection, and body. So this is a time when you want to have your base around. Okay, so let me just remove this part again. Okay, and move this, and I remove this. You know what? Let me just leave this alone, and I'll see what is the environmental map thingy in Dust Studio. So first, I'll just combine this together. Before that, because there's an environmental map that I saw just now. This and silver, which is this. So I will take a look later to see what is this tooth about. So for now, let me just combine this together as web shooter, and then I will leave this alone first. This one, since it's already renamed, so as suit. Okay, so let me move this thing around. Sorry, the screencast is supposed to be working, or is it covered up? Oh, that's weird. Okay, never mind. Anyway, since it's working now, I'll move it forward a little bit. Move it down a little bit. Oh wait, before I do that, move it forward. I think I will have to move it down a little bit later. So X, broaden it a little bit. Okay, go to pose mode. Can I move the spine around? Ooh. Hips, pelvis. Yeah, so let's move the pelvis down a little bit. Keep in mind, this is quite experimental right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying out stuff. Hopefully it will work. Then rotate. Move up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to fit the knee to the knee, to the suit's knee to the models, to Genesis 8's knee, and rotate, and move up a little bit. Now I cannot move up from the knee, so shin. It doesn't have the shin. That's weird. Okay, so something like that. Okay, no comments. Thighs, rotate. So some key points, usually what I do is the knee to the knee and the heel to the heel. So it's easier to benchmark, to guess mark your location this way. Something like that. And I'll move it a little bit forward. Move it a little bit more to the side. Rotate. Oops, rotate. Why? Rotate. Right, I'm not selecting. Oh, no wonder. Okay, so rotate, move. Okay, so this is this. Grab Y. Grab X. Rotate. Grab X. Hey, so something like that. Then for the arms. So I need to do a quick pause. My mother's coming or something. Just a moment. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Slight interruption. Okay, so slight rotation here and slight rotation here. And I think I actually did something wrong in yep, I did something wrong. I should not have moved the thigh bones. I should resize it instead. Because now if you look at the once this thing starts, so if you look at the butt, it's not moving. Come on, still loading. And I thought I had a pretty good computer already. Yeah, so if you remember the butt just now, it actually screwed up a little bit, scrunch up a little bit. So yeah, yeah, scrunch up here, so it doesn't look nice anymore. And Blender crashed. What is this? What is this? Okay, let's see if I can recover autosave. Alright, I still have an autosave. Thank God. Okay, so all the poses are still here. Are these renamed already? Left shoulders, nope, not yet. So silver. So left shoulders, close. Join. Sweet. Okay, let's do this again. Genesis tree, male, grab forward. I actually am not sure whether this would even work the way I want it to. I'm hoping that it does. So pelvis, move downwards. So pelvis downwards and forward a little bit. Let me give this a test first. Okay, so this part, object mode, apply. Okay, it worked. Okay, so next is the thigh bone. Rotate, rotate X. Size Y. So that it will still affect. size Y. Okay, so it's not affecting it anymore. Something like that. So we'll fit this together later. Should have done this earlier. Well, tie, rotate, X. Okay, so something like that. So now to do the same here. Size Z, move up a little bit. Why is don't really understand why. Grab X. Size X. Actually, close enough. Size X. Then rotate X. Okay, close enough. The butt is okay. Yeah, so pelvis close. Now is the arms turn. So this part here is basically just moving a lot of vertices all over the place, so it might not be very interesting for you guys. Yeah, so I won't say so much. I'll just be working here. This is the advantage of having a skeleton sometimes. You can actually do things like that. Previously, I do not know how to use this, how to utilize this part. So I always remove the skeleton before trying to move any of the models around. So in the end, I found out that I actually wasted a lot of time trying to move vertices. Instead, I could have just done it this way, you know, using the rigging that is already present to fit the model to the bones, to the body, and save me and myself a lot of time trying to fit it manually. So anyway, as they say, it's better late than never. So there we go. And I don't actually need a really tight fit, just roughly something similar will do, because I'm going to shrink wrap this later anyway. So yeah, okay, so this part is the left arm, so now I'm going to do the right part, right side. Now if you notice, the elbows of Spider-Man is actually very sharp compared to the normal ones, and the elbow is actually quite prominent. So something to take note of when you're transferring or converting the body in the future, or from Dust Studio. Size Y, shrink it a little bit. Hey, so roughly like that. And we've got the body very roughly fitted in. So now I'm just going to apply this rotation, transformation. Apply. And if I delete this, yeah, you'll go back to as per normal. So I will just remove this part here and start fitting this whole thing to the body. So how I do that, I do not need to subdivide it anymore. It's already very dense. So I will just shrink wrap Genesis 8 0.001 and outside, and bam, more or less done. No, I'm just kidding. Not so quickly. Yeah, so I will need to adjust this a little bit. Oh, his Adam's apple is very prominent. Okay, so nothing really much to say about in this stage. Is a lot of moving vertices around. So what I did just now, just to let you know, is that I actually converted it to the outside surface so that I can see where it is protruding. And for example, you know, in this kind of places, it's actually protruding too much. So I will move them in a little bit, and these parts that are not protruding enough, I'll move them out a little bit. actually for these fingers and all that, right, it's not that important that you fit them that closely, because the outside part, right, will actually take care of that for you. What you really want is just to make sure everything fits properly. So there's nothing like protruding very greatly, which will make the mesh much harder to rig, especially for such a skin tight. It's supposed to be a skin tight mesh. Okay, another way to go about it, now that I think about it, is to use the, hold on, just let me get this part. In fact, I think that will actually serve a better purpose, because the red and the blue part, they actually did a pretty good job on this, which is to say the red and the blue parts are supposed to be shrink wrap to the body. So it's supposed to be very close to the body, skin tight in fact, while the pipings and the spider symbol is not. So one way to go about it is selecting the rubber. So these are all the parts that are not skin tight. Okay, invert selection, and then go to vertex group and put in as a new vertex group. In this case, let me save it as a suit. Okay, so when you come down here nearest outside and you put in the vertex group, bam. So that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. Genesis 8M suit. Oh, right. I forgot. I keep forgetting assign. Okay, so once that is done, you'll notice that, like for example, in this particular case here and here, you have the pipings that are not affected by the vertex group, while the skin tight part, which is the blue and the red part, are affected by the vertex group. So they will be skin tight while the rest will not. So you'll be able to fit everything in much easier this way. Though I think there is a slight problem. Okay, so let me close this first. The vertex group is not completely selected, so actually something seems to be wrong here. Wonder what happened. Is it supposed to be like this? No, it's supposed to be very smooth. I wonder what went wrong. Okay, never mind. Delete hierarchy. Let's start over again. That's what happens when you're trying to do new stuff, you know. Body. Okay, so this time, let me go directly into the vertex group part. So blue, 20, delete, web shooters, join together, close, and this tree, join together. Yeah, this is probably the issue. Yeah, no. Actually, I should just remove this Genesis Premium because we are not using this anyway. Just not so that I won't be confused. Okay, so let's give this another try. Body, I will put in the shrink wrap. Select blue, select red. Come down here, suit, and assign. And then here, suit, Genesis 8 model 0.001, and on the outside surface. And okay, so this is how we do it. And we go to post mode. I might want to consider this a little bit more. Maybe I shouldn't use this first. Not sure why the screencast button always disappears. I always have to re-enable it again. Sorry about that. Okay, so round 2 of this is done. Sorry about that. So, let's try this again. shrink wrap, Genesis 0.001, suit, bam, and outside surface. Okay, so I would actually want the shoes to not Okay, so I will put it to assign it to something else. Okay, so with this, I have one part of it out. So the shoes isn't a totally tight fit, because it's not. Then I can adjust it a little bit from here. Maybe I should turn this to quartz after all. Seems like there are some parts that I really need to deal with, like these lines here. Okay, so roughly like that. This part is actually pretty boring. It's just a lot of vertices moving around, getting it to fit properly onto the Genesis 8 body. But you don't actually need to make it so tight like I was trying to do here. It's just my OCD flaring up again. Yeah, basically you just need to get it roughly around, relatively close to the body, but not, you don't require it to be like skin tight close. So something like that. Okay, and then change the mode from outside surface to just outside, and all these will pop up, will return back to their norm. And the reason why I wanted to move it to surface first is so that I can get it to fit closer. Nothing more than that. Okay, though technically, as mentioned, you don't really need to make it like super tight. You just need to get it to generally roughly around that area, and it should suffice. Okay, so the idea is to get it to fit properly, so that later when you transfer the rigging over, it won't be so it will fit better. That is all. Yeah, so generally that's how you want it to be. so that all those little bits of details will still pop up as usual. Okay, so roughly like that. And oops, the spider symbol. Okay, so this is the part now for the web shooters. And done. So this is the converted over body. Okay, so I'll just combine these two together, join, and this is suit, and export. Spider-Man Classic, Marvel, Spider-Man PS4 Classic suit. Oh, 2 hours. And here I thought I can get it done like 1 hour plus. Shows what I know. Okay, so wonder if there's a moth to remove noses. Okay, I know I have a morph for getting rid of ears, so this part is not so bad. I don't know if I have one for mouth, for nose, so I will move this a little bit in. Actually, I might as well just move this around and cover it up. No, it doesn't look nice. Yeah, so I'll just leave it like that. Body. So because Spider-Man suits has a lot of lines, it's easier to align all these things, honestly, because if without the lines you find it quite hard to align all these parts together. Okay, so that is roughly the suit itself. I think this should be about it. Yeah, so let me export this. This is the suit. And the face. So let me see how's the face like first. Awesome. So I just need to convert this and export this. Okay, so now to Dust Studio. I think I can get it done before 3 hours. Hello. Can't be helped. Blender is free. Also, now that I am used to it, I'm sorry if my replies is slow because I don't have a feedback system, so I can only switch my tab over to see the chat. It would be hard to switch to another software. So I can only, once in a while switch over and see what the chat is. I don't have another monitor that I can use to monitor the chat. Okay, so Genesis 8 mail. For this, because this is just the suit, by right, if I have the time, right, I would want to come here and maybe convert this face as well. But since currently the request is just for the suit, I will do the character itself at a later time. So right now I can just put in the Genesis mail and fit the suit, and hopefully it will work out correctly, because this honestly this is the first time I'm converting Spider-Man, so it might not work as well as I expected it to. So fingers crossed. Custom model. Marvel, Spider-Man, PS4 Classic, and suit. Bam. Okay. import mask. Darn it. Okay, so I just received news. I got 45 minutes left to clear this. Let's see how fast I can do it. Actually, there isn't really much left. All I need to do is just to get this up and save it, and hopefully it won't blow up in my face. So that's about it. Classic. I keep forgetting to change this because I have no idea where the Intel what do you call it, the initiation file is. I cannot change this defaults, because otherwise I will not need to have to keep doing this over and over again. Okay, so import mask. Classic mask. Okay. And now the good thing about high density, ooh, does it mean that now I learned something? Let me check. Okay, I get it, because it's because the UV is split along that line. So this particular line, there's a crease. Okay, no choice. I'll have to export this as well. Mask obj. Okay, and then import obj and mask. And there we go. So surfaces. Oh, I actually forgot to rename the surfaces. I'll be back very soon. Just give me a moment. Actually, you know what? Forget it. Let me convert the materials. Standard. No, this one I should put it to white because there's a spectacular setting this time. Okay, so let me remove this guy first. Okay, so Marvel, Spider-Man, PS4 Classic textures. Okay, so let me see. Where is the face, the head? Head. Eyes. Eyes D. Let me see this one. I think it's a transparent material of some sort. Shutter D. Okay, so glossy layer is a spectacular map, if I'm not wrong. I've been using that anyway. So glossy layer, spectacular map, and normal map. So 3 maps. The other one, these are AO. I have no idea where to put it and what is the effect. So yeah, eyes, glossy layer. Does this have any? No, only the eyes shutter, glossy layer, shutter S, and base bump. Lens, eyes, lens. Is it this one? me see. Select and go to UV composition. Sorry, shader editor, so that I can see what is inside here. Lens D, lens AO, light maps. Okay, I have no idea what's that. Lens and lens N. Okay, and the eyes. Select eyes D, Gene AO, ITAL. Oh, so this one is ITAL. So lens. Is it eyes? No, eyes. So eyes has a base color of this, and eyes is ITAL. So eyes ITAL D, glossy map S, and bump maps N. Do they have any tiling? Nope, no tiling. So power clamp multiplier. Okay, fairly straightforward. Eye shutter done. Lenses, SMC lens. So there is a lens texture. Okay. Lens D. Okay, and the glossy map. Lens S. Emission, no, not emission, sorry. Normal maps. S N. Okay, and IEN. I think that is environment. Gen silver eyes. Base gen. Yep, eyes gen silver. Point vector. What is this? Emission. Oh, okay. So let me see. This is the eyes. SMC eyes is the base color, and Gen N is the normal. Gen N is the normal. AO is a normal mask, but it's not connected, so can ignore. So this one just has a, okay, let me try this. Emission. Emission is this color, silver. And let's see how that works. Oh my, look at that. We got shiny thingy. So this is how this environment map work. Okay, now I learned something new today. Okay, but the rest of it, the head especially, is a little bit too shiny. So I would probably need to tone this. Hey, wait a minute, I don't have a glossy color. Maps. Bam. Still shiny. At least it's not. Perhaps. Oh, wrong layer, sorry. Perhaps I should tone this down a little bit. So a little bit of shine, but not really. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so that is the mask done. Now let me go back to the suit. So first is the rubber. So rubber diffuse, rubber diffuse. AO. Honestly, what? Light maps. I don't even have a light map here. Nope, no light map. So ignore. Glossy is rubber S, and normal map. Any comments? Nope, no comments. And then AO and normal. Yep. So red, diffuse, AO, spectacular, bump maps. Micro bump. What is this micro bump? How many bump maps are there? Two of them. Oh. Okay, slowly, one by one. First is this red. Spider-Man red. AO. Spectacular. Normal. Red. Normal. Okay, then what else? So diffuse, spectacular is roughness, and this is the normal maps. You have more than one. Okay. SMCNT. So SMCNT. MN, so sorry, MN. Okay, so this is the one, and image editor, tiling 55%. Okay, so tile 55, micro bump. This is the bump mask. I have no idea what's that, and I'm not sure whether it's actually needed in the first place, because this mask is just one entire red piece. So bump mask and micro bump 2. So mask normal 1, normal 2. Then it becomes the detail or the normal mix. Okay, so this should be it. Let me go to the blue, Spider-Man blue, and normal blue, and glossy S. Is there anything on the blue? Same for the micro bump, so that is base bump. NT image editor 55. You know, this 20, 50, so 50, not 55. Check the rate again. $55 and $20. Okay, so web shooters. Glossy layer. Normal map. And you've got red environment. Wait, let me check. For them, okay. Red environment is emission. So Gen AO. Diffuse is Gen AO. Emission is red environment. Alpha. Oh, there is an alpha. Normal map. So web shooter normal. So this is alpha is cut out of opacity. Web shooter alpha normal map. How in the world does that even work? You know, this is normal. I'm sorry, this is normal. Delete. Base normal web shooters N. Transparent BSF, so there is a transparency involved in this. Gen silver, let's settle the silver part first. Emission silver. Diffuse is Gen AO. Bump map, which is a normal map, is actually web shooter N. And Gen AO. So let's take a look, see. It will probably fail. Oh. Yep, looks horrible. If I put in the cutout capacity at 0.2 and the red one and 0.2, nope, horrible. So if I totally and too shiny, still too shiny. So this environmental map isn't working, and anyway it's the shooters, so I don't think it matters that much. Okay, let's test the this a little bit. Somehow I don't think that is supposed to be the case. Something went wrong somewhere. As usual. As usual. So it actually is working this correctly. But I will be honest, I have no idea what you're gonna use that for. Quick question. Do you really need the eyes to be expressive? Expressive. I have no idea. how those bones and rigging actually work. I can leave it in. And let you guys figure it out. Yeah, so I have no idea, as mentioned, how this all of this is supposed to be working. At least the jaw, I can get it, you know. But the lenses, I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. Right, so I don't know, maybe testing around. I'm just testing around. Lens lower. So I'm gonna leave the eyes, the rigging alone. So when you pose the character, right, you will probably need to move the rigging a bit here and there. So for example, in this case, honestly, do you guys really need the eyes to be expressive to move it to move around? Because if not, what I'll do is what I can do is I can actually just rig the entire thing like that, right? Then it just moves like that. So the eyes will not be moving anymore. It will be much easier to pose this way, honestly, because I look at it. I mean, the game does a very good expression, the eyes movement and all that, but I don't see how to translate it into Dust Studio here. I honestly doesn't know. So yeah. Okay, so this is the Spider-Man suit. The body itself of the character, I will just render the entire thing transparent so that it doesn't show up at all. Okay, so that's the easiest way to deal with this. So I will go to cutout optic and transparent. Okay, so now you can pose this guy, Spider-Man. And pose him. So go to poses. Do I have any superhero? Do I have any superhero poses? Yeah, I can leave the rigging alone, but the posing would be more troublesome due to the neck isn't aligned to the body. So this is the one pose. I'll just show this and then you see if this is okay. So I don't really have a lot of superhero poses, and I think I got a female pose that is suitable. So I'll just show this. Tell you what, I'll save 2 copies of the mask. Okay, so this one is the default without any poses, without any, the eyes will not be expressive at all. Okay, so I will also save one later as well, that has all the rigging on the face, on the eyes, but you have to figure out how to do that, how that works yourself. Okay, so I think that will be the best way to deal with this. So let me hero action, hero and dexterity. So something like that. So now we've got a Spider-Man pose. Okay, so just let me save this first. So how you save, right? Since a question from Dr. K, how to save the suit? How do you save the suit, right? It's actually very simple. Just select the suit, and how I do it. This is how I do it. Okay, save as support asset, figures props asset. Okay, then you will go to a custom folder. This folder, right, is where you will go to, like for example, if you go to your content folder and you want to add in this character. So in this case, mine will be here, Marvel, and here, right, in this folder. So what you can do is save as support asset, figure props, and go to that particular folder. So cosplay, Marvel, okay, Spider-Man, then PS4, and classic suit, or maybe say Spider-Man classic, because after I would want to convert also, you know, Yuri and Black Cat and Mary Jane, so it is better to separate them out, the names like that. Okay, then how do I do that the last time? Spider-Man classic suit and save character. If I'm not wrong, it's a save character, so that means to say this will be classic suit, and suit. And sorry, most of the names is quite similar, so save this. I think I saved it wrongly somewhere. Oh no, it's just loading, sorry. Okay, so then for product name, for the vendor, right, will be the vendor that you put inside, is defined in the parameters. For the product name, right, it will be in your data file. So you go to your data, and that will save all the, you know, default readings as well as the materials and whatnot, all linked together. Okay, so when you come to your data, now you want to find the Spider-Man, in this case it's actually a bit more troublesome, because normally I just need two names. Like for example in Naruto, I put, say for example Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto, and that is the folder that I'll save it to. But because this one has a little bit more stuff in it, PS4 and Spider-Man Classic suit. Okay, so in this case it will be additional stuff. So from your vendor's name onwards, copy this entire thing and put it into your product name. Okay, then the content type, this one is more or less, if you save things manually, right, you don't actually need this part. This is for the, what do you call it, smart content. I don't use it at all, but some people do, so I just throw it in. I mean, it's not really a lot of work, so it's just a bit of extra effort, so might as well. Okay, so the suit will appear here. Later on, you install this file into your folder. Okay, so you do the same with the mask. Oh, and whatever post that you put it down here, right, it will also appear here. So Spider-Man Classic suit, the suit is here. So this is the picture that it will be taken. So for the mask, you go to the mask, something like that. Okay, then I'll save this as a mask, classic suit, classic mask. Save. Okay, product type, the mask, and headwear. That's the closest one we have. Okay, so now you have the mask here as well. So under wardrobe. Okay. And then normally what I will do is I will also save a wearable preset. Okay, so what this does is that it will actually allow you to with one click put on the entire suit of whatever that you're wearing. In this case there's only 2 pieces, so it's no problem, but you know, some of my models I have 5, 6, 7 pieces. So with one click you'll wear everything instead of having to go inside and load one by one each item. Okay, so what I like to do here is I will use the same folder name and .duf. Okay, and what that does is that it will you will have the suit down. I'm sorry, I should have put it like that. So the suit you will be able to wear the entire suit in one shot. So classic suit, bam, like that. So for example, if you delete off the entire thing, okay, currently this person is transparent, so that's the reason why you can't see anything. So after you select the Genesis 8 and you click on this, the suit will appear. So this is how wearable works. Okay, so this is how you save a folder, a character, or custom clothing, so to speak. Okay, so with this, Spider-Man is done. So let me put in the rigging version, the rig version first, and then I will have to go already. I'm actually running a little bit late. So yeah, just let me go through this very quickly. So go away. Spider-Man MMD model, classic mask, closures, adaptive, fit sources. If you want to know why I do all this, I actually talked about it in one of the previous live stream. But basically, this will allow you to rig allow the rigging to be much closer as compared to normal, just leaving as the default setting. That's what I found anyway. So if anybody has a better way to do it, you know, just let me know. Oh yeah, I forgot. This MMD model. This is the mask. Another way to quickly is you can save the selected surfaces, delete off the mask, and you come back to here and paste in. As long as the file names are the same, the material names are the same, it will work. Okay, so with this, the problem, as I mentioned just now, the problem is if you take this and you post it and you give it a post. So I'll give it the same post as I did just now, which is post action heroine dexterity. and this pose. So what happens now is that the head, because I should actually put it here. So sorry about that. I'm running a little bit late, so I'm getting a little bit antsy. Okay, so the neck area is not rigged, so that's why it will not follow completely. Okay, so depending on how you want to post this, you can put in the eyes and all that already, no problem. Sorry, just let me deal with this. Unhide. I don't know why hiding it makes it not workable, but now you can post this thing, you know, the eyes, the expressions and all that. But depending on the angle, the neck itself, you have to be aware. So when you're posing this, right, actually can I do a custom pose for this, like for example, no, it won't work that way. Yeah, I'm sorry, I really have no idea how to solve this particular issue, because it's supposed to follow the Spider-Man body, but because this is its own entity and it's not rigged to the skeleton of the Genesis 8 male, so I have no idea how to fix this particular part. So like for example, if you're going to do a pose with this thing with the eyes, actually one way I can think of now, right now I can think of, is that you can use this, okay, and then you render your eye expression whatever you want, and then after that you swap out the mask, and with the exact same pose in Photoshop, right, you overlay it and delete off the classic, the other suit mask, so your neckline will be visible and your expression will also be visible. I probably should do a tutorial on that, since I don't think you know what I'm talking about when I'm just rendering off like that, but I really have no time. I actually got like 3 minutes left, so I'll tell you what, I will save this, I will end this live stream here, and then at a later time when I come back home, from after visiting my uncle's funeral, I will do the tutorial to show how to get the my way that I just thought of how to actually get the eye expression as well as the neckline working properly. Is that okay? Okay, so with that, I will save this, I will end the tutorial, then after that when I come back I will do the picture tutorial. At the same time, that picture tutorial, the resounding picture, right, will be the promotion picture that I'll be using when I share this model. So yeah, so if you don't mind, just wait for about I think I should be able to return maybe say 4 or 5 hours time. So yeah, after that I will continue on with the tutorial part. Okay, so oh yeah, the rigging for the I will also need to fix the rigging here as well, because yeah, so you see weird stuff like that. You need to smoothen out this part here. I'm sorry, I just saw issues. Yep, like this issue here. This is a bad issue. Okay, so if you notice something like that, right, I'll just very quickly tell you how to fix this. Okay, so you come back to Blender, you fix this problem, and then you save the OBJ, export OBJ, classic suit. Okay, and you come back here and you select the suit itself, click here, edit, geometry, update base geometry, update vertex position. Okay, and click the suit that you just exported, and yeah, that will fix the case, right? So with this, I'm really sorry, I really have to run. So let me save this. Let me zero the pose, and then I'll save the mask. I'll save this mask here as oh dear, why do this? Oh yeah, because it's not fitted. I'm sorry, because this is not fitted to the rigging. That's the reason why it doesn't fit properly. Okay, so never mind. Save mask. Let me save asset. So classic mask with rigging. Okay, so Spider-Man PS4 Classic mask with rigging, and this is followers wardrobe headwear. Bam. Right. So data. So you got 3 items here, correct? And yeah, because you do have to check, because sometimes if you press the button wrongly, it will end up somewhere else, and then if you share this out, the other guy will not be able to load the file properly because the data file is not there. It happens to me quite a lot of times, so now I always double check. Okay, so with this, I will end the live stream here. I will continue on with how to with a very quick tutorial on how to do the pictures when I come back, and then I will share this model. So expect this model in about 6-7 hours when I return. Yeah, basically, right? So for those who have been sticking around, thank you very much for watching my live stream, and you're interested in my stuff and all that. So I'll end the live stream here. Good evening. Goodbye. Okay, live stream end.